Welcome to Otaku no Video for December 17th, 2009. Yes, I'm being serious tonight. I don't know why. Lots of news in the past couple of weeks, or past couple of days. Don't know why. So let's lead off with the big one. Studio Ghibli has announced an upcoming film. Very exciting. It's an adaptation of Mary Norton's The Borrowers. Yeah, the little people that wander around borrowing. Very cool. It'll be directed by Hiromasa Yonebayashi, who besides working at Ghibli for years as an animator, also worked on Monster, Jinro, and Serial Experiments Lane. So, wow. There's a pre-production color artwork sketch out there if you go looking on animenewsnetwork.com. Very cool. Speaking of Ghibli, the Ponyo Blu-ray set was released in Japan this past week and shot straight to the top. The standard edition was the #1 selling anime Blu-ray of that week with 9,000 discs sold, and the special edition was at #2. Good for you. Unfortunately, Ponyo will not be getting a Golden Globe, as it hasn't made it through the preliminaries onto the nomination ballot, so no possibility of a Golden Globe for Ponyo. Instead, the nominees are Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, Coraline, The Fantastic Mr. Fox, The Princess and the Frog, and Up. So, oh well. But still, I think those are all pretty darn good films. Meanwhile, 2 Oklahoma elementary school students put together a death note and actually wrote down the names of classmates in it. When will they learn? The principal found out and said the students will be disciplined, and I think I speak for all of us when I say American elementary school principals know what the heck a death note is and what it's supposed to do? Wow! That's actually kind of cool, in a way. Meanwhile, some new announcements. Viz announced 2 light novel releases coming up soon. Hosuke Nojiri's Rocket Girls, the inspiration for the anime, and Project Ito's Harmony, as well as a Bleach source book. So expect all those in the next year or so. There will be a Beyblade anime film in the summer of 2010. Anyone care? Anyone? Okay, thought not. But you will care about this one, though. There's a new trailer out for the upcoming Fate Stay Night anime film. Head on over to animenation.net for that trailer. It's out on YouTube. It's pretty short. It's like a minute long. Meanwhile, announcement from Crunchyroll, fairly big actually. They've always had some live-action Asian dramas on their site. They've now expanded, so they've had this anime membership where you can get all their anime stuff for, no commercials and high quality and all that stuff. They're now doing that for their live-action Asian dramas. Same type of price as the anime membership, get access to all of them, all that kind of good stuff. You can buy both for this all-inclusive package, and you save a whopping $1 a month. But you get access to all sorts of stuff, and they said over 100 live-action shows out there, and there's some really cool live-action Asian dramas out there. Finally, if you ever wondered where the heck James Cameron's Battle Angel Alita film project is, he revealed lately that it's still been backburnered, but he's basically been completing all of the pre-production work, not all of it, but the vast majority of the pre-production work as he works on other stuff, so that if he ever does come back to it, he can basically pull the trigger on that and they can just hit the ground running and go. Unfortunately, he also said that it's been so long that he's not sure that he's ever going to get back to it, and it may just never come to fruition, so, aww. And I'm back with a review of Jason Thompson's manga, The Complete Guide. This contains short descriptions and reviews of all manga published in America through early 2007. Yeah, you heard me right. Beyond that, it also includes a brief history of manga, description of what makes manga distinctive and just very manga-like as opposed to American comics and European comics, overview of major genres, shonen, shoujo, josei, seinen, all that kind of stuff. And scattered throughout the reviews, lists and short articles about major terminology and genres and stuff that you'll find in manga. So it covers things like politics, the occult, the military, mystery stories, magical girls, Japanese history, horror, doujinshi, the fantasy genre, 4-panel manga. What are all of these things? And these very informative side panels. And all of the descriptions and reviews are informative. And this is what makes this book so incredibly useful, is that you get something that really will tell you something helpful about the manga in here. Now, I do have to say that a lot of times the reviews, and because he has so little time, a lot of times the reviews settle on what I call value words. It was good, it was bad, which ultimately isn't very helpful. For example, in this one review, the art is competent but generic. well, what is competent art and what is generic art in this context? I just don't have context to understand that. And most of the reviews have this problem. And again, it's because of that short time. A lot of the reviews come off as just kind of dismissive. And I almost feel bad, talking about it because that's just the nature of the beast. But it is a problem in that a lot of these reviews, to me, I would skim and say, oh well, but I don't really know what he's trying to say with that, which is not very good for a review. But again, that's really a nitpick considering how incredibly useful this is. I mean, all manga published in America through early 2007. And when I say all manga, that includes yaoi, that includes hentai. Yeah, it's in here. Fortunately, yaoi is in its own section, hentai is in its own section, so you can sort of, only go there if you need to. And it's appropriately, subtle in how it describes the plot and the events and so forth, while not being too twee. So, just incredibly, incredibly, incredibly useful. And the full retail price for this is $20 American. Come on. If nothing else, if you're at all interested in manga, the short articles about things is useful. And if you want to know anything at all about various things, if you want to get into manga at all, if you're into manga, want to sort of spread your knowledge at all, very, very, very useful. This will stay on my bookshelf, I'm sure, for a long, long, long time to come. Highly recommended, very informative, which is what it needs to be.